if we were to think with how technology is growing, and hopefully maybe we can stay on a positive here, technology in 10 years' time, classrooms in 10 years' time, schools in 10 years' time, how would you dream or imagine in a very positive way, how would you want AI to be helping students be prepared for the economy? How would you want from now, what we have, to the potential of what could be in the future in a super kind of positive place, let's say the best ideal situation? How would you want to see that happen, of AI developing in a way that can help students in that way?
How you collaborate AI into the classroom. How one of the crucial things is to help students to identify the information they receive AI versus it's almost similar to how they receive information from other people. I feel really positive and hopeful because that made me realize all of a sudden it's that core of education. Actually, it was never changed. It has never been changed. It seems like an AI machine, they know a lot more than just one person. But that critical thinking, like when you're in the crowd, you receive so many, but where yourself, where do you see these things? That core is still the same. So talking about classroom, 10 years, I agree with a lot of the things that Kelly mentioned. If we have all the educator in line, aligning to the direction that Kelly is mentioning about the curriculum, about AI literacy, I think it's, I don't know. I can't really put a picture like how the classroom will be, but I'm sure it will be even more challenging to think in a different perspective. Before, learning math, meaning we start from, we use maybe 1 year, 2 year time to practice multiplication and subtraction. Maybe with the AI's assistant on the second year, we'll be able to collaborate some other kind of a more advanced application in education already. And then, I think in 10 years of time, the curriculum with AI should be at some levels of maturity. Maybe there will be a huge change. Learning will be more fun, more hands-on, more engagement from children.
The potential where what our curriculum is right now might be maybe this amount of material, but with AI, as we help students hopefully use it well and have teachers use it and align it well in teaching AI literacy, utilization, maybe it becomes that the material, the time that it takes to absorb this material from K to 12 shortens, and there might be areas that we can go into that we haven't explored before with students, or maybe advance their levels of understanding within the current kind of curriculum space that we have. So we can kind of transform and evolve our curriculum through that too.
So when I was growing up, I was never the top student in the class. Back in the days, in traditional learning, requires a lot of memorization, requires a lot of practice, and which could be very boring. So I think with the AI's assistance as a teacher, we all have a very good intention to engage all students into our learning. With the AI's assistance, finding out the learning needs of a different type of a learning style of the students, and with different kind of materials that's available, providing to the support to the teachers, maybe the classroom will be more inclusive and more fun to all different style of learners.
Yeah, I agree. I think used well, it can really open up different avenues of learning for our students. I was with a colleague yesterday, and one of the things that he mentioned, which I thought was so cool, was making it like 2 students per device for any kind of AI work, because then you get that collaboration. It's forced collaboration, which sometimes our students need. But he says there's so much value and development in kind of head-to-head looking at the screen versus just like one screen per kid. And he says because then you're seeing, or you're having to collaborate on what you're going to put in as the prompt, or you know. And so I think that opens up a ton of opportunities. I think the other thing is that in some ways, it forces us as stakeholders in education to come to the table and talk about important core values when it comes to AI, whether it be school boards, whether it be staff, whether it be people in politics, like in the Ministry of Education, all of that, we do need to come together and really hash out, like, what are our core values? What are our do's and what are our don'ts, right? Where's our hard line? Because I think that will help us really have at least a general agreement moving forward as to what AI in education can look like. And I think it is still a little bit of the Wild West, right? I think I said earlier, there's been no kind of AI company that has come out on top, right? Which we've seen with some of our tech giants, with Apple and Microsoft and Google and all of that, right? And so I think when that happens, there might be a little bit more of a exhale, if you will, across all kind of facets of commerce and society and economy and education. We still don't know what's possible,
right?
Or when we still don't know what's impossible yet. And so I think once we have that, we'll kind of have an easier time coming together and having an understanding. I'm optimistic about just the places that it can take us and the skills that it can develop in our students. And what it frees up in terms of cognitive load.
And I guess there's a hope too in terms of the marketplace for the companies. I mean, we do see them competing a lot. So all their finances might be going to research, development, not necessarily market research into consumer usage, improving consumer experience and the different maybe ethics along with that. So hopefully maybe when there are maybe a couple of companies that come out as like the Apples or the Microsofts of today, then there may be a little bit more focus on that, where we can kind of get to a place where that is explored more.